Hi, my name is Mariana, and I'm here today with...
Jose Hernandez.
And we are here in El Rancho Grande, which is a Mexican place. So we're asking him a few questions about cultural appreciation and how culture and food impacts other cultures. So, what is your favorite dish from your culture?
Well, actually, the pollo with mole. Not for the chicken, but for the mole, which is a very traditional recipe. You're going to love it because it's different in every place you eat it. Because it's a very particular result. It comes from generation to generations. Here in the restaurant, we use 37 type of chile. And we also have a recipe that I can share with you because it's
Secret recipe.
a secret recipe from the grandma.
In your family, do you have a recipe book or something to share your recipes and pass along generations?
Kind of, but that's because the recipes in Mexican food, all of them have history. All the salsas, the hot sauce. I mean, they take advantage of what their country is doing.
They exploit their resources, basically.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why it's most of the food. It also has to be with chile, which is a really very particular species in Mexico.
So, but going back to the recipe, so do you have a family recipe that you just share it down generations and tell your family and have a little book, or you just learn by looking at people making?
You just learn by looking at people making it because you don't ask for a book. You only sit next to your grandma and see how she cooks and you learn it.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. We are here with
Heidi.
and we're in Pisco y Nazca, a Peruvian restaurant, and we're going to be asking her questions for cultural significance of food. So, the first question of today is, how do you see food playing a role in representing cultures and different traditions?
Well, food specifically representing your culture, your country, because the different elements, the different vegetables mostly, right? Or fruits that only grow in your country. And that's why you make certain foods, certain recipes, and it tastes completely different than having it here, because in here you're not going to be able to have what you have there. Sometimes it's not even available, only you can get it by exporting it. Every country has their own chilies, their own fruits that we don't grow because of the region and because of the climate. And so that's why every country has a different thing to offer.
What is the significance of traditional recipes in your culture, and how do you ensure they're passed down through generations?
They're used to teaching the girls, the daughters, how to cook. So they pass on from their moms to my mom to me. How to make the food, the classic, and what you cook is everything is Peruvian. Your stews, your soups, your basics.
Is there any recipe book, or it's just taught on the spot?
It's taught on the spot. It's classic dishes that we have. I mean, everybody's gonna know how to make a ceviche. Everybody's gonna know how to make papas a la huancaina. It's a sauce that it stays in your memory. It's like learning 2 times 2.
So how do you believe sharing food can foster cross-cultural understanding and appreciation?
So in our food, we have the chifa, which was our influence for the Chinese. We have our makis, our Nikkei, which is our influence from the Japanese. We have the mondonguito, caucao, and the pastas, tallarines rojos, that is the influence from the Italians. So we do use it all besides our own food. It was a whole mix from the people that came.
So you would say Peruvian food is very well mixed with other cultures, and
Oh yeah, we have a lot of influence from it. Like I said, the mainly ones are Italian, Chinese, and Japanese, and African, right?
Which one is your favorite dish?
Too hard.
What are your favorite dishes from your culture?
Ají de gallina, ceviche clásico, un arroz con pato, o un arroz con pollo, y un arroz chaufa clásico.
Do you think that your food was difficult to introduce to different cultures? As in, like, were people a little bit iffy about trying your food?
The most classical ones that are, like, depending on the region. I think the coast, the dishes from the coast are the ones that are the easiest for people to try. Even for ceviche, some people are like, oh, it's not cooked. I'm like, and for us, it's like, it is cooked, and the lime juice is fresh. But the rest, they take it easily. The more it goes into the cultural part, like the central part of Peru, where you can eat guinea pig, which you won't eat here, or they can eat the llama or the alpaca, that will be a little bit hard.
That's like a cultural shock.
Exactly.
That's harder to introduce to.
That is much harder to introduce to, even for Italians. When you're talking about mondonguito la italiana or cow, which we make in Peru, it's the mondongo, which is one of the stomachs of the cow. It is hard for any American to eat it because they're like, if you translate it on a menu, even when you go to an Italian menu, for them to translate it will be tripe. As soon as they read that, nobody would taste it. Nobody will even try. There's only a few that try. And I say it by experience because I've worked in different restaurants.
Was it embraced in your culture to be so passionate about food?
I don't think so. In Peru, we love, cooking every day. You're cooking every day. The weekend is very weird to go out too much onto restaurants. It's only in special occasions. And it's mostly, mi tia makes great tamales and she makes the carapulca and then you want to learn how to make that one or how to make this. And everybody cooks at home. You learn just because you have to. It's just something that we do together, and we always did like the desserts and the juices, even the chichas and all those things. You make it all fresh from scratch. You don't buy it made. America is too much of everything is made. Us, everything is made from scratch.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for the interview. It was very interesting learning about your different perspectives on culture, food, and how you appreciate food in a different way, how you make everything from scratch. Thank you very much.
A pleasure.